Hi everyone. Today we are going to look at the word pathophysiology and how to write the pathophysiology. I've been prompted to record this video after numerous questions from students who find a problem in writing pathophysiology. Okay, I would like to state that none of the information that is found in the pathophysiology is as a result of common knowledge. So if you at all you find problems in writing pathophysiology, does not mean that you're there. You just need to know what needs to be put together in order to make the proper connection. Unfortunately, I have also to admit that during my student days, I also used to find it a problem to write pathophysiology until someone explained it to me in a more accurate way that I can find it easy to write the pathophysiology. Alright, so when we look at the word pathophysiology, it's a combination of three words, and its etymology or its origin is from the Greek words. That's how we come up the word pathophysiology. Alright, so it's a combination of three words. We have the word pathos, okay, which is a Greek word which means suffering, okay, and then we also have this Greek word physis, which means nature or origin, and the word logos, which means the study of. Okay, then pathophysiology or physiopathology is a convergence of the word pathology with the word physiology. When we say pathology, it describes the condition during the disease state, whereas physiology is the discipline that describes mechanism operating within an organism. Pathology describes the abnormal condition, whereas pathophysiology seeks to explain the physiological processes because of which such conditions develops and progresses. In other words, the word pathophysiology defines the functional changes associated or resulting from disease or an injury. Okay, the fundamental aim of the domain of pathophysiology is to unravel the altered biological and physical function that can happen in a disease or injury state. Alright, so please, the word physiopathology and pathophysiology, they are interchangeably used, okay, for they necessarily mean the same thing, though the word pathophysiology appears to be more preferable because pathology is more commonly preceded by an adjectival modifier than is physiopathology. So when you look at the word pathophysiology, the prefix patho, I said, means suffering. Physio, that is in relation with functioning of the body. Then we have the word logi, from the word logos, meaning study of. So pathophysiology, we can define it in another way as the changes of the normal mechanical, physical, and biochemical function, either caused by a disease or resulting from an abnormal syndrome. In another simple way, we can look at pathophysiology is more like the function in the deranged state of the body or an organ during a disease or injury state. Okay, so it has to be distinguished from the structural defects, because then we'll be talking of pathology. Pathology, looking at the structural defects that a disease may bring to the body or organ. It's important for nurses to understand the pathophysiology of a disease in order to offer advanced care. It's very important. So now, how best can someone write the pathophysiology? First, you need to appreciate the normal physiology. When you appreciate the normal physiology, then you can just add a disease or the injury, then you'll be able to explain the pathophysiology. When we look at body systems that we have the respiratory system, we have the cardiovascular system, we have the endocrine system, we have a lot of systems, reproductive system, we have all those systems. Appreciate their normal function states, their normal predetermined function state, or the homeostasis. Then, when you just add a disease or the injury to it, then you'll be able to explain the pathophysiology. What I mean here to say is that when you're looking at the pathophysiology of any condition, it's important you look at the etiology, the cause, the study of the cause of disease. Etiology. Is it an allergen? What is causing the disease? Pathogen. You get it now? Disease causing agent. Pathogen. There are different pathogens that may affect the body. We have got viruses, fungi, bacteria, okay, and other multifaceted causes. So that is at the apex of your pathophysiology. You need to know the etiology or the cause. So here I'm trying to give you the structure on how you can write the pathophysiology. So after you have explained the etiology, how the disease is coming about, then you can go to the physiology. Now here, you will not explain the normal physiology, you explain the pathophysiology. The abnormal function or the delayed function that is happening because of the presence of the bacteria, the virus, or other multifactorial causes that can be there. When you have explained all these, then you need to talk about the signs and symptoms. You need to state them. The sign or the symptom and how it comes about. You need to explain this in a condensed form, how the signs and symptoms are coming about. Then you would have explained the pathophysiology. It is as simple as that. Etiology, the abnormal or the delayed function that is happening, and for you to improve on that, you need to appreciate the normal physiology. When you have explained that, then you start stating how the signs and symptoms are going to come about in that condition. Then you would have explained the pathophysiology. It is as simple as that. Okay, on the board, I have but I've written this pathophysiology as an example of asthma. Asthma may be triggered by an allergen. So that is on the etiology. It can be triggered by other infections also. I'm not ignoring that. You cannot explain within one pathophysiology all the many causes of that diseases or predisposition to that disease. Just need to pick one and then you explain how it's now going to affect the body. When you have picked that, then the other part that you need to appreciate is that this pathogen may cause changes to the normal homeostasis. Because the cells, they have to maintain the normal pH, they have to maintain the normal function, osmotic equilibrium for the cells within. They have to maintain all these. The cell has to maintain its normal structure. So when you're looking at pathophysiology, we are going to have either inflammation or a disequilibrium in the osmosis that may lead to changes in the pH and minerals within the cell. Then it means there we have a pathophysiology. What do I necessarily mean here? What I mean is you need to appreciate the defense mechanism that the body tries to put in and how the pathology comes to destroy those normal or that normal response of the body. Then you are explaining the pathophysiology. So after an allergen in asthma, immunoglobulin E is mobilized. Eosinophils are mobilized. Dendrites are mobilized. Mast cells form the IgE complex, come there to fight the infection or to come and fight the foreign material. But these things, when they come, the changes that may happen to them may lead, like for mast cells disintegration, they lead to production of histamine. Then we are going to have prostaglandins and we're going to have leukotriene within the area. So histamine, we know it is an inflammatory mediator that is now going to affect breathing and or oxygen exchange within the air sac. If it is an inflammatory mediator, it is also going to affect the osmotic equilibrium. Hence, you are going to have some fluid being stagnant in the air sac. Hence, leukotrienes increase mucus production at the goblet cells within the respiratory tract. All this thickens the wall of the respiratory tract, making exchange of oxygen difficult. Hence, the patient may have dyspnea. So, after you have explained what is happening in the normal physiology, you need now to put in the bacteria or the cause, the pathogen, how now it affects this process. Then you're explaining the pathophysiology. After that, just state the signs and symptoms. Dyspnea is due to what? It's due to the inflammation within the air sac, within the lining of the respiratory tract. That will affect oxygenation. Okay? So that is the way you explain the pathophysiology in a nutshell. Alright, so today we are looking at the word pathophysiology, what it means, and how to write the pathophysiology. And the simple steps are etiology, the effects of pathogen on the homeostasis, and then you state the signs and symptoms. It is as simple as that. Thank you.